So you got 10 grand sitting in your bank account. Oh, you fancy, huh? But what's your next move? Let's talk money.
All we talk is money. All we talk is money. All we talk is money. All we talk is
With 10 G's, you're sitting on a nice little cushion, you're comfy, you're not stressing over a parking ticket. Oh, the guac is extra, that's cute, give it to me. And statistically, you're already doing better than most Americans. But don't get too cocky, your next steps are critical. If you want to make the most out of that 10K, there's a process you should follow. You can go in 3 major directions, and I recommend it in this order. Cover high interest debt, stack cash, and get invested. Go from red to yellow to green. It's like ABC. If you go from A to C, you're gonna fail out of kindergarten. The order is important, and this is why. Let's say you cover all your high interest debt and you skip saving, go straight to investing, like everyone wants to do. You're taking on unnecessary risk. That's long-term money that is going to be tied up in an IRA, Robinhood, or Coinbase account. And if you have any sort of emergency, well, you're fucked. You skip saving, and now something came up, and you have to dip into your investments before you should. You'll find yourself pulling money out of long-term investments to cover short-term expenses, which defeats the purpose of buy and hold. Skipping saving and going straight to investing is like buying a $45,000 car when you have $50K in the bank. Just because you can afford it doesn't mean you can afford it. So a major key when it comes to doing right by that 10K is trusting the process. Crawl before you walk, walk before you run, and run before you enter the investing marathon. First up is covering debt. Debt is the worst 4-letter word known to man. It's worse than Debt is your worst enemy, and the higher the interest rate, the worse the enemy. Accumulating debt is losing the interest rate game, and this is not a game you want to be losing. Debt is only fun for the ones that are getting paid, so unless your name is frickin' Sally Mae, Freddie Mac, or Chase, your name is IOU. You know how they say that even bad pizza is good pizza? Well, debt is the opposite. Even good debt is bad debt, but there's levels of bad. The higher the interest rate, the faster you need to get that shit out of your life. So make a long-term plan for the student loans and the mortgage, while make some moves ASAP on the credit cards, personal loans, and cash advances. Having that debt is as good for your net worth as shredding money. Plus, emotionally not owing anyone shit feels great. It's like doing all your homework so you can go do what you actually want to do. Next up is saving. Saving accounts are paying nothing, but who cares? That's not what your concern is in this category. Saving is not about rate of return, it's all about safety and liquidity. Stack that cash for the short term. This is bills, food, bills. Medium term, this is saving up for something you really want in the next 1 to 2 years. This could be a vacation or a down payment on a car or a home. But long-term saving doesn't really make sense. It's like using a piggy bank to save up to buy a building. It's very hard to save your way to becoming a millionaire. At some point, you're gonna wanna have to take on more risk and invest. But the beauty of savings is that if you do it right, investing will be less stressful. Which brings us to investing. Investing brings compound interest into the picture. Compound interest is the hype man of the money game. That's your homie, that's your amigo, that's your compadre. Investing puts interest on your side. When you invest, interest goes from costing you money to making you money. Einstein said, compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. He who understands it, earns it. He who doesn't, pays it. And the place to go for compounding is the stock market, which is America's greatest wealth-creating, money-making machine, cha-ching, with historical returns of 8 to 10% a year, depending on inflation. The problem is 80% of Americans have debt, and only 55% of Americans are invested in the stock market. My 2 cents? Trust the process. Cover debt, save up, invest, don't skip steps. If you have 10K and you need to cover some high interest debt, do it, because then you can get started saving. If you have no debt, but you're not at 10K anymore, stack that cash before you start investing. And if you're at 10K after covering all your high interest debt, you have options. Find the investing lane that fits your personality. It's all about risk tolerance. The older you are, the less risk you should take, which is more bonds and stocks and holding commodities like gold and silver. And the younger you are, the more risk you can take. Invest in more equities and go long on crypto. So just understand it's risk and reward. And remember, the best investment you can make is in yourself. You'll never regret investing in books and courses to get you smarter, equipment to make you more efficient, or putting time into watching videos like this to elevate your mindset. And if you're still not sure about what to do with 10K, save that money.
All we talk is money. All we talk is money.
Thanks for watching this video on what to do with 10K. If you have not seen my video on why it all starts with 10K, check that out right here. And as always, save that money.
All we talk is money. All we talk is money. All we talk is money.